I think it's fine because there's a Wyvern, who is just traditionally a weaker laner. And I think the Magnus overall, like you look at his base damage, Magnus' stats are just insane. Not really about right clicks anymore when you are playing this offlane. Seen so many times it's 2-0-2 build. Then you start going back for your Empower perhaps at level 5. Sometimes maybe if you see a situation at level 4, you can get that point in Empower, but you're just able to trade so well, so effectively with a hero like Slug. Shockwave is an insane ability, let's be honest. The 9-second slow duration, pulling you back slightly. It's
on this top.
0.9 seconds, sorry.
Hanskin.
Oh, Hanskin. He's getting aggro.
Fire. He's going to try for the deny to Roche. Oh, and he's got enough damage here from Roshan coming out. So a nice move here from Y. And it's just to make sure that the Alliance don't get that first blood quite yet.
Hanskin's been incredibly impressive throughout the season. Improved a lot since the last time around. His Lion, in particular, was one of the stronger ones that I had seen. So looking forward to what he's going to be able to do there. We also have to talk about Limp. You know, this Death Prophet pick. I think this hero's been kind of slept on for me. Sure, we've seen a little bit more from the China region, but the silence in general is so strong, and Spirit Siphon is pretty much your ultimate, which could be really effective this game versus a hero like Morphling. But Morphling can also turn into Death Prophet and use Spirit Siphon against her. So we'll have to see all those fun mechanics as the game does progress.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing Limp off to a very good start in the mid matchup. Yeah. 11 for 3 against the 6 for 0. You know, he's turned up ready to play here, Limp. Perfect start in the first few waves.
And Nothing to Say has been a beast of his own inside that mid lane. Just in the 1v1 matchup, he's been winning most of them. So Limp can butt right now. Top, we see the Morphling. I thought he might get a bit more pressured, but I guess because Innocence, the Phoenix drew the attention of the Lion out of the lane so much. We see Ame with 10 and 9 last hits right now to the Centaur only has 5 and 1. So S4, he's getting out CS quite hard right now.
That's a very impressive start here for the Morphling. Down bottom, you know, not as many denies, but a lot of last hits here for Nico Babies. They're going to get aggressive. The skewer back's there onto FNG. He'll heal himself up a bit with the cold embrace. And all these creeps blocking him off, though, is going to mean that can he actually get away from this? He's over the cliffs. Another shockwave's out, dragging him back into the blast of Xingqiu. PSG-LGD will finish him off to get the first blood.
I like the skill build too. Xingqiu has been one of the few players of Snapfire that I've seen him completely skip Little Shredder a lot of times, especially in this matchup when you're playing versus like the Cold Embrace. He's a big fan of maxing Scatter Blast. He's a very greedy player, so I do like that they went for this approach with Magnus versus this weaker safe lane. Even though I say weaker, Nico Baby's still up to 19 last hits, but they are able to get that first blood. Puts the second point in the Scatter Blast too, so it will be that high burst.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, and also on top of that, the fact that, you know, it's just not a lane duo where you shred them and your core's going to get a lot of right clicks in, right? You know, Magnus, sure, he hits hard, but he's not really going to get the chance to trade right clicks that easy, especially against a Slug. So it's just all about amping up that burst and having that potential to catch Alliance off guard.
Yeah, it's really hard to trade back versus Snapfire when you have this build because you're more reliant about using it. So even just that little bit of attack speed slow, that little movement slow, these things add up when you have a hero like Magnus who can utilize Cookie at its maximum, pull them out of position, and then a Scatter Blast slow plus a Shockwave slow. There's a lot of chase potential in this lane. FNG has to be very cautious of his position.
Trying to get an aggressive onto Arme, but just not going to quite have the burst to take him down in the lane as long as he plays safe enough. And with the stick and the Morbid Mask, he's more than likely to remain at a decent enough HP. He's going to try his best to push him back. Ready, making these pulls, keeping the lane in good position for Arme to farm safely underneath his tower. Bottom, Nico Baby
up nicely too.
Not going to be able to find the chance to go for Xingqiu. Xingqiu's fine. And this mid lane, soon the level 6 is going to be there for Limp. Probably after this creep wave. So now you've got to start looking at that early pressure that Limp's going to put on and how Nothing to Say responds to it.
And see if we do have rotations coming in. This has been the big thing that's been staple of this tournament is 3-man collapse from the supports onto mid lane as soon as those ults come out. So let's see who makes the move first. Limp about to hit 6. Let's see if Hanskin looks to go toward that mid and push the tower pre-puck level 6. Gonna run into Innocence. They're doing a lot of stacking on LGD. Makes sense too, of course, as we said, greedier type of drafts coming from them with the Magnus, the Morphling, and the 2 greedier supports as well. And Xingqiu will get caught out.
There we go. Yeah, this time around they can get on top of him a little too far forward, and Faith Beyond not able to head over and out.
He's very far on the side. And here comes that move. You see FNG, after they get that kill, he starts to make the move toward mid. Hanskin gets a ward up, looking to collapse onto mid too. Limp keeping his catapult alive. He's going to be able to bring down the enemy catapult too nicely. So they're going to have that extra siege wave plus exorcism to push this tower. LGD also making their move around mid. And as we said, look at Y in the meantime, though. As he is going here, he's double stacking camps. So they have a triple stack hard camp and a triple or quad stack on this medium camp. He missed that one, so still triple.
This is going to be beautiful for PSG-LGD's cause to clean up when they want to. Nothing to say on why. Thinking about heading up into the triangle, but not quite look for that. Two of them still hunting for action here with the Dream Coil.
Catapult just dies.
Bottom lane. See, we're getting onto Faith behind again. Good Splinter Blast from FNG slowing him down. He's able to skewer back underneath the tower, though. They won't finish him off this time.
I guess they couldn't make up a push with Limp in the mid lane. The catapult just walks into tower and dies when he goes invis, so not able to hit this tower almost at all here with that first one. And he's going to look to make a move early on. Level 7, Max Siphon. Looks he wants to make his way top. It is spotted. That ward is there. And the puck is going to start working on these huge stacks as we were talking about. But it's under vision. So Limp considering contesting.
Making it a lot harder for PSG. He's really committed for them. Yeah, Limp's going to drop the ghost.
He's ulting it.
If he could take this away, this is going to be a big loss here for PSG-LGD if they can't do anything about Limp getting these stacks with the exorcism. And I don't think they can. I mean, what do they do about this? I think they just have to let them have them.
Your draft is way too slow paced. Unless you bring the Magnus over as well, there's not really a way you can contest this. I really like this exorcism from Limp. It's a bit of a weird one.
And it kills works!
As it finishes, he's
got damage on the wall. I mean, my goodness, I don't think this could be going any better for Limp. For the amount that he's getting from the lane, from this aggressive movement into the jungle, and picking up a kill on the way.
And they're maximizing too. FNG takes the mid lane while Limp takes those stacks. So you may have not gotten tower pressure out of your exorcism, but you denied a lot of farm away from the side of PSG-LGD. That puck, nothing to say, is going to be quite sad. Still, I do believe has just a double stack on the other side. Jinq's been preparing, going for a third stack. So they do still have that option, but again, Alliance, they could be prepared to steal them again. As bottom rune does spawn, FNG, instant cold embrace.
They're going to just... They've got the burst to take him out. He's got backup coming in. They're trying to bring him down. FNG's off to the side. He's actually away. He's going to live the time with the extra stun from Anskin. Out onto the two of them. Alliance going to be able to take both kills. They don't even lose the wipe. FNG making it out there thanks to the stampede from S4. It's big moves continue to come out from Alliance with these early aggressive plays.
Such nice teamwork too. That Hex doesn't even get an extra auto attack off to finish off the Wyvern. Then he gets the two-man impale. Great teamwork coming out from Alliances. S4, he's got his Vanguard ton up top too. He was suffering a little bit versus the Morphling. Still seeing Ame have 25 denies, but 50 last hits on S4. He's happy. At bottom, Hudskin.
Another catch. And he was thinking about dropping an RP, but of course with the Dark Pact available, it wasn't going to do anything. Jinq. He's also going to get chased down. It's going to be another kill, another stack here for Nico Baby. As he's got a double get 3 permanent stacks here already on the safe lane Slark. Alliance they're turning up with the heat turned up as well. This is some fast and furious dose here in the first 9 minutes from Alliance.
Great moves. Just really expecting everything, it seems like, from PSG-LGD. They're playing this more greedy style here. They're contesting the stacks. They've lost 2 of their wards while going for them. We do see that both top vision was taken out from the side of PSG-LGD, but great aggressive moves. Enabling your Slark, enabling your Death Prophet, Exorcism back up too, warding to block the camp. There's already preemptive sentry wards placed from PSG-LGD, but the idea is there from Alliance so far, and it's working great here this early game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Overall, Arme, not too far behind on his farm.
No, he's still doing great.
Of course, those first few items before he can really turn up and do anything when Alliance are bringing these sort of fights. And everyone's going to be looked for here. 10-minute rune. Going to be a haste. Very nice here for Limp. The exorcism good to go as well, so could try and put some pressure on mid. PSG-LGD, they are relatively set up though for that sort of move. And nothing to say. Moving around, ready to clear the wave out, make it a little harder for Alliance to get that pressure in on them.
So nothing to say, he's gone for the Veil build this game. Works really well with his 2 supports, as well as we've mentioned. Greedy supports that take some time to kick in, but once they do have their ults, they're going to be really strong. That Veil is going to make it really hard for these team fights for Alliance. The burst potential onto Limp will be huge. However, Limp, he's got a haste rune. He's level 9. I like that he's gone for this treads, this stat kind of build too, so he's a little bit more tanky so he can survive the initial onslaught. If he's able to just get his siphons out, he's very likely to live if they don't just 100 to 0 him. PSG-LGD, they're making the move as well. Level 6 on the Snapfire, not quite on the Phoenix. They'll need a kill to get that.
Dire's top tower is under
Stampede at the ready.
Open up onto S4. Dream going down straight away. They've got the kisses coming in from the side. The curse is going to be used on nothing to say to hold them in position. S4 will still go down. They'll get nothing to say in return. Limp charging forward here with the S4 Stampede as he got it off before he did go down. Egg comes out. Limp will cut it out the side for now. They won't look to try and commit to take it down. Faith Beyond dragging. Hands came back with a shockwave, but it's not quite back in range of the Supernova. Time to start onto Faith Beyond. Limp still continues to try and play as aggressive as possible. Nico Baby's looking for his target. Pounce is going to be off the mark. Won't quite catch on to Innocence. Having to use the Shadow Dance here. Still looking to get in on this. The silence out onto the two of them. They're committing onto Jinky with the Dark Pack. They'll get the kill. Alliance, they'll be able to take down a second. The tower, though, will be held by PSG-LGD.
Phoenix hits 6 because they get the kill on the Centaur. FNG almost gets the save, and Hanskin with that quick finger onto the puck will finish him off.
Tower is under attack.
Decent aggression still from Alliance. They're forcing so much reaction. And I do believe, Nico Baby, he did get the permanent agi, right? Yeah, he's got one more. So he's at 4 stacks already.
He got the hit him. Yeah. He's going to be able to continue to build up his stats here with the Echo Saber into S and Y, making sure that he's completely battle ready. Faith Beyond's got the blink though, so next fight round, they will have that RP good to go.
Better form to, now they have a better form to initiate rather than the puck needing to get out of position to initiate, as we saw there. That's why he got caught by the initial hex. As far as just taking the tower. Retaliate, easily dropping this one down. Don't know if they're going to be able to contest this one. Puck is still staying in the area, maybe calling for help. And S4 will give a little bit more respect to it, even though he has the backup of FNG. Feeling a little bit scared to walk up. Stampede coming back up though, 5 seconds, starting to feel a bit better. Fail's gonna get pushed out, and PSG-LGD, they don't want to let this one go down. Bringing Faith Beyond over, even Ame in the area farming the Ancients. They can't lose these tier 1s too early. Yeah, and losing these tier 1s is so important because they know it's greedy draft. Morphling needs time to be able to farm and catch up. If they start losing these towers too early, then they just have easy access points to get on top of Morphling, get deep wards down. Then they can just get hexes and silences from tree lines. There it is, S4 takes it out. PSG
top lane
spawn and top.
Asken, he's got the opening between the control of the Lion and the pounce of the Slark. There's no escape for Innocent. That's a kill and a tower.
Now they can get in. Now they can invade. Tower's dead. Mid tower's dead too. They can start getting that deep vision up that we were talking about to watch the Morphling's movements. So Ame probably just has to play on the bottom side of the map at this point because it's just going to be too scary. His jungle, his Ancients are going to be a bit tough. Ancients probably still okay, but we'll start to get pressured more here from Alliance soon. Limp already level 11. Yules is finished. Soon to have that level 2 Exorcism online too for even more added pressure. As Hanskin's going to have Blink Dagger, by the way. With all his excellent moves he's had this game, 1-0-5, he's about to have it done. That's going to be huge versus this puck, versus this Morphling. They're not going to expect this that early.
No, for sure. That's the thing, right? For PSG-LGD, even though Ame is getting this farm, it's not that easy of a morph game. A lot of things he's got to watch out for when he enters the balance.
Yeah. Absolutely, and there's a save too, and there's silences, there's hexes, there's so many different things that they do have to be careful of. As for now, starting to siege top, Cold Embrace, plus just retaliate onto the tower, starting to get sieged.
Dire's structures
taking a lot of objectives here. PSG-LGD, at the best though, they are keeping that net worth difference as small as possible, making sure that they're still picking up the farm on their two main cores. They're going to try and hit Alliance with a smoke. See if they can catch Alliance from an angle that they won't quite expect. All ultimates to the ready. The full team fight combo ready to go here from PSG-LGD.
Blink is coming out on the courier still for the puck. It's about to be delivered. Nico Baby scouts them. They're going to get the grab.
The start. The opening silence. Into the RP with the curse comes out. Now we'll stop the skewer back and therefore give the chance for Nico Baby to step out to the side. Might be ready to even go back in on this alliance. They're already looking to head in onto Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond's got to step out. Put the egg out, but they'll be able to take it down immediately as the Supernova falls. FNG keeping himself alive with the Cold Embrace. Will still get blasted down by Jinky with the Scatter Blast. Alliance, they're backing off. They're a little low at the moment. The buyback coming out straight away from Y as Alliance. They will respect that. Make sure they don't lose anything unnecessarily.
And there we do see the power that I was mentioning earlier is, although you have Death Prophet who pseudo has 2 ultimates, that just means that Morphling gets Spirit Siphoned. So you see Ame is able to zone 3 or 4 heroes away from himself just because he's Spirit Siphoned up. They can't focus fire the Morphling. But decent aggression still from Alliance, only losing their 5 position, forcing a buyback. And that was all the ults from LGD, and they can't even get a big kill when they initiated onto that Slark. Back toward their side, S4, he's gonna finish his blink over here, so multiple different forms of initiation on both sides. Still gonna be eyes on Hanskin for me. If he can get the grab, if he gets the instant disable on either the Puck or the Morphling, they could just delete the hero immediately inside the fight, so.
They've got to get these items to try and save him. I mean, we've got the 4 staff being worked upon by Xingqiu, so at least some way to try and separate Arme, or nothing to say from the burst combo that Alliance will bring.
He's got a mech too. I'm actually surprised how quick he was able to get it. 3 and 4 of this game. Bit of a looked like a slower start for him than usual, but still somehow finds this mech early on. So they have a save as well on their side, just like FNG has his built-in Cold Embrace. He's going to go toward that Holy Locket build too that we've been seeing popularized so much on this Wyvern. That level 10 talent once he gets it. Might be some damage issues. There's a lot of magic damage though that PSG-LGD has set themselves up with. Top tower, Catapult still alive. S4 tanking with Retaliate. Feels like LGD needs a bit more time before they can fight again.
Yeah, I think Arme, you look towards him. He's got to get that BKB done, ideally for PSG-LGD before he chooses to actively get involved again.
So one of the first times I feel like I'm seeing a third item, or kind of like a second item, Aeon disc on the Puck. Nothing to say, really starting to feel the pressure of how much he's going to have to throw his body in to allow his Morphling and his Magnus to get the proper initiations on afterwards. He might just have to like suicide play into the back to find this Lion. Or he might just feel like they're always going to be under the vision themselves. They are playing versus Slark, so it can be difficult as Alliance continuing to set the tempo into the Roche pit with level 2 Exorcism. I don't think PSG-LGD is expecting this one. Don't think they're going to make it in time either.
No, not at all. They're still waiting back around Arme.
They get the scan.
Got to make moves very carefully around their Morphling.
They get the scan, but I don't think they're making it in time. It's under vision too. They're smoking, but they see this. Alliance is going to be ready for it. S4 is low. They're going to smoke
the Agency's going to be healed nicely up by that Cold Embrace. They're more than fine. As PSG-LGD not able to make the hit in time.
Too quick from Alliance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
PSG-LGD still sort of posturing around mid. Unlikely to get anything going here as Alliance. They've split themselves back up. Nico Baby back to the safety of the bottom half of the map. Feeding through the triangle as well, Alliance. So they'll happily, hit creeps as well here. Nico Baby, after the start, he's had 4-0-1. Going to have some solid scaling potential this game.
Yeah, and his next pickup is going to be that big one, right? He's got already the status resist that's very nice versus the Puck versus the Magnus. The next item pickup he gets is going to be devastating. That Scotty versus the Morphling is going to be very strong. Alme, though, as we've said, quiet but steady. Top of that net, but it's still giving a lot of farm to Xingqiu. I've noticed this multiple times. Xingqiu's just taking farm away, even when the Morphling's coming toward him, he's taking it. They're really prioritizing this 4-step for him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, I think he knows, right? Arme knows that force is going to save Arme's life against things such as the Pound. So very important for Xingqiu to get that ready as soon as possible, especially in this window where Arme is going to need that little bit longer of a time to get his next item, which actually it does forego the BKB. He's going for the Skadi. So feeling that maybe the rest of the team, the 4 staff, the cookies, that's going to be enough to sort of break him out of the combos. Does definitely mean that vulnerability will be there though. A lot of things, as we've said, can catch out this Morphling. He's going to have to play some perfect Dota, which of course he has done in the past.
And they do have ways to keep heroes inside. Like they have the coil, they have the Magnus RP, so if he can stick on limp, that's going to reduce a lot of that healing effectiveness from the Spirit Siphon. So if he's able to get it at a good time, still can see LGD taking these fights in the next few moments, but there's still an Aegis, so a little bit of a tough window here. While Alliance can continue to press this advantage. Swinging around door bottom, another smoke. Claiming the high ground. Hanskin going to place another deep ward, it looks like. And Xingqiu getting hunted.
They scanned him out. They know he's in the trees, they drop a scan, and they're able to get in and collect themselves what should be another stack here for Nico Baby. Oh, the cookie! Oh, all right, he's over the trees and he's away.
The mech.
They don't quite have enough. Xingqiu, he's going to live this time round. The mech, enough to just burst heal him back to safety.
That is a Stampede used to go for that aggression. They will be able to finish off the tower, but on the other side too, PSG-LGD, they're pushing mid. They're pushing top. They're getting space on the map. That 2k gold advantage down to 1k.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower has fallen.
this is PSG-LGD definitely
Radiant's
getting
top
a
tower is under
better grip
attack.
of the game after what was quite a fast opening here from Alliance top. She's going to catch on to the Morphling. The Supernova's down. They'll push Nico Baby off to the side. This commitment of the egg will be enough to stop Alliance from being able to continue off the back of that jump onto the Morph. If you can catch anyone out of this, we're going to have the TP gone forward by Y, and with that, he's away. Nothing else to put it to an end. So good disengage there from PSG-LGD as soon as the jump was made from Alliance.
Radiant's
See how
middle
fast that
tower
Force
is
Staff
under
was?
attack.
Faith Beyond almost knew it was coming. It was instant to push the Morphling away, knowing that if they don't get the chain stun, Ame's likely to live in most of these. That's why we're seeing that big prioritization to give the farm to Jin Q as well to get a secondary one. All these different displacement mechanics versus that Lion chain stun will be pretty huge. They're claiming it back 10
they're
to
going to
3.
have a third
Ame's
Force
farming.
Staff as well.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and then you notice Y is also picking one up. I was wondering if maybe he goes greedy.
It's
but
so
nope,
strong
he's
this
not.
game.
Yep. Max Sunray too, for that heal, for that damage potential too. FNG, he's got the Holy Locket, he's got his max heal. Likely to get the talent next point at level 11. And that's going to be the Scotty pretty much done for the Morphling. So still very even game here. Although Alliance been able to set the
Radiant's
tempo,
bottom tower is under
LGD's
attack.
kept their cool. Zone ages for about 50 more seconds. Alliance looking to keep their advantage up by taking the high ground with it for a moment. Passing off sentries also to Nico Baby, so he's going to be able to get this D ward any second now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
PSG-LGD just leading the way into their
hunting.
jungle. See if he can get the jump. Same is going to
top
show
tower
mid.
is under attack.
Benji's watching from the side with the curse at the availability, but PSG-LGD being very careful with their positioning, not to get caught on the wrong side of this mid lane, and they'll smoke up themselves. They want to try and
Radiant's
catch Alliance
top tower
by
is under
surprise.
attack.
CS4.
Oh, gonna jump straight away, Faith Beyond. He's just gonna drop the RP onto FNG, get themselves the guaranteed kill on the Wyvern. No messing around from PSG-LGD. They'll take the
That
kill.
ward didn't get de-warded. The one that the Slark was standing on, he didn't know that it was still there because he was just playing in the area farming the neutral, so his Shadow Dance was obviously not on when he was farming. So they do get the quick easy jump, but it is 2 ults used. So Alliance, they're gonna have FNG back up in about 15 seconds. Let's see if they try to make any move with him when he does respawn. Level 2 finger online 2 for Hunskin, and he gets a lens, so further cast range. But on the other side here too, we do have Puck now with the Dagon. So I have to watch out for Hunskin's positioning because he's in one-shot range now. A Dagon plus a combo, he's just gone. LGD just playing farm game. I'm just watching Jin Q farm. Look at him top. He's just taking now a hard camp as well.
Yeah,
He's just been
loving it.
farming. He's just been he was at 38 last hits like what, 6 minutes ago. Now he's at 62. He's just running around the map getting all this space too. LGD is weathering the storm.
No, they really are. And if you look at this game sort of in the long run, I mean, you know, what if this morph does get super stacked? You know, Ame has the arms to protect himself, you know, the E-Blade to blow up the enemies. Yeah, you know, once he has maybe the BKB still after the E-Blade. Yeah, what are the odds of him sort of being able to be the bigger carry in the late game? Like, how do you fancy his chances against the scalability of Nico Baby?
It does look pretty good. He does have a little bit of an Empower as well, which, sure, you don't get cleave, but it's base damage, and Morphling loves base damage, any type of add-on. So Empower still will be useful, and he's got great team fight cores around him. Still going to be a lot up to initiation, though. I think this whole game is going to be that initiation since there is a Lion, so you can just delete a hero. There's also a Puck on the other side, so you can just delete the Lion from the fights. So Lion still has to be careful, but LGD does have to be cautious as well with their positioning. Still very even.
Both teams just doing a solid job of making sure that their carriers pretty much never left alone. Always playing around the farming patterns of their position 1. Full on with the protection, the backup ready to go.
Nico Baby's gonna have his Scotty finished, and he's got a DD in the bottle. And the other thing I do want to mention is just this Force Staff thing that they've gone for. It makes a lot of sense, not only versus that line, but I know Slark, right? But I know BSJ loves to hammer this one in, but Slark hates to play versus Force Staff. If he can't stick on targets, he can't do anything inside of the fights. They're just gonna kite him a lot. He does have Stampede though, and he does have Initiation. He does have Line, that hard disable, to be able to keep them in place. See if they can get it. Any off though. It's slowed down a lot, 10 to 4. Feels like it's been 10-3 or 9-3 throughout the last like 10+ minutes or so. LGD just dodging, and it is paying off.
It really is. I think LGD is going to be very happy with the slowdown of the pace, considering how many fast moves Alliance were making at the start.
Agreed.
And this is the sort of stronghold we've seen PSG-LGD get on some of these games where they haven't been having the most amazing laning stages. We've seen this
Radiant's middle
sort of
tower
before.
is under attack.
Excellent puck.
As top lane, trying to get the jump on and nothing to say, but he's forced out to the side. I'm going to try and punch back a bit at PSG-LGD. They'll burn through S4. Nico Baby still trying to find a target, but the orb's back up, nothing to say is away. And getting the catch is definitely proving to get harder and harder for Alliance.
They just disengage immediately too on PSG-LGD. They see the DD slot, they're like, all right, let's just wait till DD's over, keep farming our side, keep playing defensively with these 4-steps. Wait till Ame says he's ready. Ame nearly has his Ethereal Blade done too after that Scotty. He's just been quietly farming and farming, sitting at a very high HP pool too. Very important to point out, 2,000 HP. He's not sitting at some like 1,200 HP, 1 strength. He's keeping himself healthy.
They get the jump on White. They're going to get him out to the side. Is it enough? No, the Hex is there. Continue to keep him locked down. So the Skewer attempt to block beyond. Dreamcoil drop down onto S4, but the cold embrace is there from FNG. I'll heal him up for now. Nico Baby keeping his distance as PSG-LGD get back up to the high ground. Death on the Phoenix here.
It's a big kill though, because that's still the death from earlier where he bought back. Look how long his death timer is. So it is 50 seconds. They check the Roche. Not going to be super lucky. 50 seconds until it respawns. Phoenix will be back in time for it. And that does mean that Ame will get time to finish his E-Blade before the fight. 2K advantage now for LGD, even though they lose the fight. Lose one hero at least. Still splitting up and getting all the farm. Line's really reliant about that quick Roche, but it's not going to spawn. And we do see now Xingqiu. They've gotten themselves another stun mechanic. He's bought himself the shard. Anything else from Alliance just yet?
Smoke.
I don't see. No. No, they spammed the smokes early game on the side of Alliance. I think LGD still have one. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they still have one.
Are scanning.
It's going to come at, as you say, this time where Roche is now about to respawn. So it's going to be up it for Alliance. PSG,
nice
they smoke up and head over. They could hit Alliance at a pretty good time here.
Puck coils back up in 1 second. Limp finds himself an Arcane Rune, but as we said, initiation is going to be crucial in this game for both sides. Kisses to
They're
slow
going
it
to start
down.
opening up with the kisses. Yeah, start to split Alliance away from the pit.
They're dewarding the area now too on the side of PSG-LGD. And there's the E-Blade done.
Oh.
Nico?
Grab on Nico Baby.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Alliance, they're actually going to start hitting the Roche. They feel confident. They're more than happy for a fight to be taken their direction. They'll start to look to take down Roshan. Still got the Dream Coil and the RP. Dame is ready to fight.
Yeah. FNG finds himself a bit of a nice RNG item, gets himself a headband, so staying further out of the fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Alliance,
attack.
they're trying to wrap around it. They're coming in from the top. They've got the lead in. Again, 4-star gets away from Nico Baby. They get the skewer off onto Nico Baby. But try looking down, but the Dark Pact and Shadow Dancer already up. Nico Baby having to reset a bit with the Shadow Dancer. Going to head over towards nothing to save the Undisc. He's up to hunt the Supernova. Down Pete out from S4. They're going to commit to take down the egg. They'll be able to do so. LP's going to get locked down, but at the same time, the curse is there. FNG have the cover with the counterplay. Locks down Faith Beyond as Alliance can turn. Bring down the Magnus. They're trying to head for more here as the burst damage from Arme blows up Hansken. Buybacks coming out from PSG-LGD. They know how important this fight is to win around the Roche respawn. They'll try and push Alliance away. Exorcism still up. A good bit of time. Arme, he's just going to walk in and start hitting Roche straight up. S4 comes with the who's done. They've got the silence. Arme getting forced to the side. Faith Beyond tries to find the skewer. One getting grabbed. Nothing to say. Jumps in with the burst onto FNG. They brought down the Wyvern. Buybacks coming out from both supports of Alliance. Let me catch you, Nico Baby. Seeing if you can maybe find the puck, but nothing to say. Deep into the trees. Resets back to base to get the mana up. And both teams here committing their buybacks. They know how important it is to keep control of this potentially game-changing, game-defining second Roshan. They cannot let the opposition get it either way.
Important to point out, it was an Arcane Rune usage on the Death Prophet, so that Exorcism's going to come up a bit faster than maybe LGD will be ready for. They don't have coil for 8 seconds. RP cooldown for 60. Still have to play in the area.
Yeah, there's going to be these timings that will indeed favour Alliance. Alliance have the short ones as well, of course, with their control. The curse is back up as well for the next fight.
This is a scary situation to be in, though. It's a Morphling with a DD. So that can be one of those big difference makers. Your Death Prophet, who is very tanky, could just die instantly. And also, FNG is so important in these fights. If he dies again, that's going to be all the save mechanic gone for Alliance. And we've seen what LGD is going for. They're just looking for these squishier back lines. FNG and Hanskin have to be so aware of their position.
They've got the BKB done on Nico Baby now as well. Okay. So he's going to be a lot harder to jump and won't be as reliant on the save of FNG. Let's get the Roshan. They know that they're going for it. They head over. 10 seconds pretty much till RP is back up. Supernova is there, but they've got to make the jump soon. Getting the spirits in, trying to slow this down. Begin to push Alliance away from this S4. He's going to get healed up by the corner break, but he's going to help the pit. Fabian jumps with a skewer back. Arme's in! Arme's in! He's able to get the kill. He gets the Aegis. They'll get the headshot onto Arme. But Arme is able to pick up the rewards of Roshan. Cheese still on the ground. Fabian's going to be able to walk back and grab that. The curse will come out. Sure, the Phoenix's life has been lost. FNG, he's not getting out with the TP. The Stewart's there. TP's cancel as PSG-LGD take a fight at the perfect time around Roche. Arme gets in, he gets the kill, he gets the Aegis, he gets the shard, and Fabian, he's able to waltz in after it all and pick up the cheese on top of it. As PSG-LGD bump themselves a significant lead now, 6k ahead of Alliance.
It's just the buff up Ame strat. Did you see how much damage he had there? He had plus 400, so hitting for 700 damage on the Morphling with the waveform attack targets. So just waves through, one-shots a couple heroes, hits Roche 2 very quickly, and everything thrown on him. They throw the Lotus Orb to protect him from the silences. They reflect the Spirit Siphon too. Alliance can't contest into it, and they didn't have Exorcism. Now it's up, but now it's too late. LGD onto the high ground, 8k gold lead. Ame's a monster.
Yeah, he really is. He's been playing the game silently. But yes, PSG-LGD, you can tell that they felt confident all along that this he is gonna come in with a big impact. Arme's farm on point for the opening 30 minutes or so. Now we've hit this stage. He's turning up. 4k ahead now of Nico Baby's Slark. He is completely taking over the game, despite the fact they do have lockdown and control. It doesn't matter at this point because of how well PSG-LGD as a team have itemized to make sure this Morphling pops off.
These Force Staffs are just not letting Slark play Slark. He's just getting completely danced around. And their big team fight, it is starting to pay off. Just dropping the ult around the pit. Alliance in a very difficult position now.
It's so hard to kill this Morph. BKB, Aegis. How on earth do you kill Arme? 2-0-4. He's had a perfect game so far.
And you know what the sad thing is too? They might just end up leaving this game on Alliance. If they don't end up getting the next big team fight somehow won, they might end up losing the game with Nico Baby on 6-0. Maybe he gets a couple kills on the supports, but when you see these kill scores, same thing for Limp. He's 3-0-4, but they're just dodging them in the fights. They're going for these backline supports every single time on the side of PSG-LGD. Really recognizing what they got to go for, and who the main focus is just buff up the Ame strat. I believe this is Solo Crest now done too.
He's off.
Yeah, definitely. Solo Crest done for Xingqiu, so another buff up for him.
They're setting up in the Trees Alliance.
He's got an Aegis.
But for what? What can they do? Such a hard jump. Who are they going to go for? With the Who stop there, the whole team's pretty much here for PSG-LGD. Now focus down Xingqiu, they will be able to take out the Snapfire over to the side. Lion's been caught. That's Hansken down. PSG-LGD, they've got Arme just fighting strong here on the front lines, turning into the DP, using the Siphon to keep himself fine. Nico Baby will drop down the Death Shroud, but it will come to an end. S4 trying to get the jump back in onto Arme, but he can't land the Who stomp. In the trees, they're pushing in. RP's down to be able to skewer back the two of them. They will turn over towards Fabian. The subray he'll come out from wide. Arme commits it onto S4. The curse will hold him back, but S4, he's already gone down. He played onto FNG. Is FNG trying to hide in the trees, but the burst from the two of them, Arme, nothing to say, takes him out. Nico Baby trying his best to work through the back lines. He's found why. They can't go for anything more here, Alliance, with 3 heroes down. PSG-LGD, they take down the objective. They push on.
Exactly.
The 3 cores remaining alive. Arme just, I mean, you saw how aggressive he was able to play. They're just right in the middle of it all. Alliance, they had to ignore him, but of course that just means at this point that he is able to get the objectives, get the kills. It's definitely seeing like Alliance just, how do they deal with this mob? Nico Baby is going to go for the aggressive jump in. Forced up out the side, will break Arme away. 10 seconds until BKB back up. Fabian, he's in with a skewer. They will be able to put the Aegis here as they'll take down the Morphling the watch. But the chain control's down to Nico Baby. Nico Baby, he's popping the BKB. Hex will come out to control Arme. Nico Baby's got to run, but Arme, he's going to be in with a chase. Nico Baby's trying to hide in the trees, but the BKB comes to an end. They're jumping up with the first damage. The Death Shroud is giving him safety, but the kisses are coming in from the side. The nuke's there from Arme. That's Nico Baby out of the game for 80. They'll take down S4 as well. There's both cores down, no buybacks. PSG-LGD, they're able to run it down the bottom lane and now can look towards to these high ground objectives. With 2 heroes down, I don't think Elias can push him back.
That might just be the game. They don't have slot for 70 seconds. They don't have Death Prophet ulti. This is exactly how LGD wants to take the fights. They just go for the supports. They're like, okay, kite the Death Prophet, kite the Slark, who cares? Let me just aim it for the
Look at that shot.
Has nothing to say. Jumps in.
He knows he has to burst straight in on the Hansken. Limp getting torn out of his base here. The big skewer coming through from Faith Beyond. The BKB, it's not giving it any protection at all with the physical damage coming out, and they know they'll tap out. They cannot turn things around against this Morph. It's too late. GG is called. Game 1. Just didn't matter. The Morph Arme getting all the space and the planning from PSG-LGD, the strategy, they knew exactly what to do to make Arme's game amazing, and
to pick.
Alliance has dropped a little, although it pains me to say it. I just feel like the people on the side of LGD has absolutely not want to.
Drone, we've seen
10 seconds remaining.
Agonyms. We have some depth.
5
Overall,
seconds remaining.
You like Tiny, I'm a Tiny hate.
PSG-LGD.
Admiral Conker!
Oh, okay. I've actually seen a couple players play this hero on offlane as well. So this should be offlane.
Normally, I'm not that concerned about his ability.
10 seconds remaining.
Are terrified.
5
I
seconds
would like to see
remaining.
it very, very high.
One hero that's Mark was in that last game. Another hero here that probably isn't that. He's been nerfed, but gives you some. Won't see it. What they need is like Miro said. Tempo.
I like Wex Invoker here.
For that one, that used to be the high tempo.
In this game, it would be a bit difficult. Possible, but very difficult to. They really rounded up their draft well with it. Both in the chrono, the both against the axe, you have fun.
Razor.
And this is, yeah, like why not? Just crush either one of these tiny or set up your game.
Also, a lot of synergy. Yeah, I like
You like the Razor? Do you like PSG-LGD or Alliance? Purely the draft.
Alliance draft is better. But if LGD or avoid,
We've seen more from the Drow Ranger. Still not sold Tiny, I think. Way too far in that.
Hater.
I'm just a hater, yeah. It's Limp Tiny. If anyone can make it work, it's him.
I've seen that Drow be able to turn games around really. Just like one misstep against the Drow when she could hard carry. I'm a little worried about LGD's ability to quickly. I don't know. I feel like, is this one all about who gets the initiation first?
that's a very good point. They also have the boat. Guys, so there's one. I think they'd need to.
There's a Shadow Demon well versus the Axe. They have the same PSG-LGD. Not. It's a much more play properly.
Very difficult. If anyone can LGDs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of this is
Prepare
probably
for
going to come down
battle.
to the Razor. Good job, and he's able. Well, but okay, sorry, we bumped into Lizard.
Look out for fallen rocks!
What are you doing, Liz?
I'm dead.
He's gotta get buffed. You think that just happens naturally? All right,
Hands up,
anyway.
Jets.
Well, we're gonna buff you guys up with some great Dota, so stick around while Lizard puts on a few more pounds, and we'll see right after Game 2.
So we see Lizard getting buff, and I feel like we're also going to have to see Alliance getting buffed up in this game. In particular, the Void. To me, it looks like a pretty hard Void game, a pretty hard game for them to get off the ground. I feel like LGD has gotten themselves some very strong lanes, and they picked the Tiny and the Kunkka into Undying. Their tombstone hitters are just missing. I don't know how you feel about that, Owen, but...
No, that's true. Yeah, I think the Undying, even that they have picks after it, it still ended up looking pretty good for White for Innocence. So
yeah,
I think that these teams aren't going to be easy. There's definitely, as you say, going to be the pressure. They have got pretty good damage to throw into the Chrono. You know, there's a few ults here and there, the boat, the ice blast. But against some of these beefier heroes, you know, once Razor or Axe gets a bit of HP online, there definitely could be struggles for Alliance, especially the brawls that you've got to imagine that PSG-LGD are going to be bringing quite early this game.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of when I see Shadow Demon and AA paired up as supports. You know, you're pretty much completely reliant on your cores making all the plays. Right now, we'll get Innocence trapped up for a moment here, but there's an Undying. The stun will connect with the Cold Feet. They've got nice damage. The Orb of Venom also coming into play. His own Orb of Venom is hurting him a lot. That's extra slow. Right down here. He will.
Nice. Right, now let's do that. There we go. That's what my man does. Support the work. Draw for myself. First opportunity.
Use that Orb of Venom against him. That's the one thing about those SD illusions. When you are playing versus a hero that picks up move early on, you just use it just to kill him inside of that lane or inside that early start. So a good approach here from Alliance. Do feel like they need that to start off this game well versus this very quick early paced draft and very quick early paced aggression that's going to come out from PSG-LGD. This Drow, this Razor, they're lane winners. The Razor in particular versus Tiny. I feel like a lot of this game will come down to Limp's performance, how much active moves he's able to make, and he's going to have a really tough start.
No, absolutely, and you have to draft like this against Limp Tiny, right? You can't let this man have a free lane because he will just straight up win the game. If Limp gets free farm mid, his Tiny, pretty much the best in the game, play from the mid position. So yeah, this response from PSG-LGD, very much respecting that, and as you said, just giving the chance to make sure that that doesn't come out from Limp, or at least has a much less likely probability of happening in the
I'm surprised they went for the Kunkka offlane too. I've seen S4 doing it a bunch in pubs, but into the Undying, that's the thing that keeps standing out for me. As top, FNG, he's gonna live.
Not quite. Now maybe Jin Q might be in trouble. He's still got a leap left. A leap left, so manages to break himself away from Nico, baby.
Nicely done. FNG has the extra regen too, has the South to keep himself topped off. He needs to keep topped off too. There's a lot of pressure that comes out between this Axe and Mirana. We've seen so many times these Axes just dominate lanes. Yeah, I'm mostly keeping my eyes on bottom, seeing what Innocence can do, because I feel like as soon as they hit level 2, S4 or Hanskin are just dead. They might even just do it right here. Innocence hits 2.
Yeah, one.
Team's down.
I mean, the money shot won't quite catch onto S4, but still,
denied.
Just this harassment from the Undying alone is going to be very annoying, and not even able to get the gold out of this. It might turn towards Hanskin instead, but Innocence quite fine with the body blocks. He can't. Hanskin manages to get out of there. But yeah, you're seeing that potential from the safe lane duo.
Yeah, just S4 can't approach creep wave. That's the biggest scare for me. As soon as you start just getting 1 or 2 decays onto you, the Drow damage just hurts too much. You're at such a low HP pool that each one of those hits hurts more than they normally would because of that. As Ame, level 3 now, so he's got 2 points inside those Frost Towers for the chase. So if this lane starts to push forward too much into LGD's favor, onto their side, that's where it gets scary for Alliance. If Alliance has the positioning here, it's not so bad, but the fact that it's not pushing in, this is where you're going to have to watch S4. The damage will just start to ramp up from these right clicks, and you don't really care too much about Tidebringer. You have so much armor on Drow.
They're going to try and get a hit on with the Torrent, but more than fine here. Ame still has stick charges, Fairy Fire. Won't be able to burst him. Do get the extra connection there with the Shadow.
They got the fifth.
So they got the fifth. It's enough. Hansken. He did. He was able to find the last one. The 5 stacks there. Hansken getting a huge kill there. Of course, with that insane burst damage that he was was able to build up there. Ame was trying the best with the side steps, but Hansken just landing it every time.
He walked back into that last one too. I don't think he expects it to be that much damage, but it was a level 3 Shadow Demon that just got hit, so he will go Suicide Tower, refill. Nice move, Sound Bottom. Did not expect him to get the Drow kill like that.
I don't think Ame did either. Yeah,
no.
Can't underestimate that huge burst there, coming from the 5th stack.
Mid lane, still not doing so bad. Limp, I think he's doing pretty decent considering the matchup versus a Razor.
For sure. I mean, you've got to imagine that even though the matchup's hard, Limp's probably played Tiny against Razor quite a few times. I would imagine a lot of players, pubs, pro games, do pick the Razor against his Tiny. He's been in this situation many times before.
Up top, FNG. Arrow connects. He's looking dead.
At bottom, again! Hansken!
Get the stack.
He does it again! Yeah, he gets it with these stacks. He's crushing it down here. He's going to be able to get Innocence as well. Stacks are upon him. There it is. Boom. He is crushing this one, and he needs to as well. We saw how tough of a start S4 was having on the first sort of few minutes of waves. Hansken, he's he's just completely compensated for that. These kills that he's getting and the pressure he's putting onto
Radiant's
Arme,
bottom tower
this is
is
massive.
under
Now, Arme's having no start at all now. It's such a slow beginning here for the Drow because these back-to-back deaths from the Shadow Demon.
I love watching aggressive Shadow Demons that play like that. That was such good moves from Hanskin. S4 now completely caught up, 17-2 after this as well. Gonna bring a health shortly. Top still, Faith Beyond able to put a lot of pressure here already. His ring of health, his Vanguard's pretty much done. They have earned charges too.
Now, with these deaths on PSG-LGD, it's no longer as easy as it was, to sort of play as aggressive as the two want to.
Yeah, Ame's now level 3. Undying is higher level than him, and S4's about to hit level 5. So that entire lane that was looking really strong for the Drow just completely gone because of Hanskin's play. And he's even going back and stacking now. And Hanskin's on fire right now. 4-1, all 4 kills going for him.
S4. Step up there, take a hit or so from the tower, but you can see Arme being very careful with his position now, not chasing any of these heroes, making sure that he keeps close to the creeps.
Radiant's
He knows Hanskin's going to be hunting for action, and in fact, if they can build up enough damage to take down this Undying, stacks of their Arme will step forward, start to try and push back the two of them. This is safe. The wraparounds come in. It's a big one. Hanskin, he just goes straight for the TP out. Big brain play there from Hanskin as he saves himself with the rotation. S4, on the other hand, will not quite be as lucky. Presence of the Razor, enough to push the two of them out of the lane. Top lane, trying to dive in. Gets the kill onto FNG. Nico Baby and Limp able to do anything in return. The Avalanche toss has already been used. They try and stay on top of Faith. We'll have another round of spells in a moment. Pushing Q. Rather annoying here, dropping the turn down as well as that Battle Hunger. Limp taking heavy damage
Dire's top tower
on
is
the
under
two.
attack.
Still trying to get in and close the gap for a extra round of the Avalanche toss, but it's not going to happen. It's PSG-LGD, they'll get out, and Limp not quite able to punish them.
That was close. Zinq doing a good job of just poking him constantly so he can't get the secondary go at the combo. Bottom. Poisons.
He's trying at the ground here. Got the torrent. 3 stacks
He's
before
poisons.
they get up to the 5th. One more from Hanskin, it'll do it. Hanskin again taking out Arme. Will lose his life for it. But just doing everything possible to make sure that this Drow barely gets a chance to hit the creeps down here. Just constant kills here from Hanskin onto Arme.
Innocence is going to be higher level than his Drow now at this point. Getting that kill onto the Shadow Demon afterwards. S4 now up to level 6. This Drow might just have to jungle.
Yeah, this lane does not seem an easy place to be when Hanskin's
Yeah, he
around.
departs.
And yeah, look,
TP beats the
straight in.
outpost. Yeah, I don't think he can go back down there at all. He'll just get chain chased out. This has been such a good performance from Hanskin. That's
mid.
immediately toward mid.
See the rotation coming in. Look who's there. Hanskin ready to help out. And Nico Baby as well. They're pretty much bringing the entirety off them. They do lose FNG on the way out. Nothing to say able to bring him down with him. Because the big kill going towards Alliance, taking out that mid.
Both carries unable to lane though. Void can't go near this. Axe unless he constantly has rotations from Limp. Drow can't
Radiant's middle
lane bottom
tower
unless he
is
gets
under
constant
attack.
rotations from the Razor. So both gonna start jungling for some time.
Dire's top tower is
Alliance
under
making the
attack.
rotation down. You have a big creep wave to go for this tower.
Dire's top
Innocence
tower
will use his
is
mana, a
falling.
bit lacking on the Tombstone mana, so I don't know if they'll want to
Radiant's
fight down here if he
bottom
doesn't have
tower
it.
is under
Let's see.
attack.
It's up to the Razor. Razor's gonna TP mid, so I think they are just gonna sack this now. Innocence just grabbing XP.
Showing his face.
Yeah, he's just taking XP from the creep wave that's dying to the tower. Level 6 now on the Undying.
Radiant's
So that
bottom
tower will drop.
is under attack.
Still 2k advantage here for PSG-LGD. Even though the Drow was suffering so much, with those 3 deaths, he's going to be able to jungle and catch back up. And the other 2 lanes did go that successful for them with the Axe and the Razor.
The mid lane, as you said, expected to have that lead. What we got?
He went for the deny. I thought he might get it. He tried to just smack it there. It's Invis now, Moonlight Shadow. Looks like it's going to save his life also for it. S4 came hunting.
And do you like this from Nothing to Say this game? Is the mid-brazier just rushing the hood to give him some sort of tank ability against that burst combo from Alliance's heroes?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the better items this game. When you're playing versus Tiny,
Yeah.
it's always
Stay
valuable to
alive.
have the cloak. Having the raindrop is super nice, even versus AA. And versus Kunkka, honestly. Since it's an off-lane Kunkka, it's more magic damage. FNG, the arrow. It hits.
Excellent arrow for Jinky. Lines it up perfectly. Will be coming in, and nothing to say, a little bit low. Avalanche and toss over towards him. Treat not enough there. We've only just got the hood done.
He just got it.
Just made the difference. Yeah, it just came out.
Oh, he gets hit by the envenomed weapon when he's earned, so it's not going to heal him as much. We'll watch out for those annoying ghoul assassins.
Seeing over towards the river. Oh, mate, he's got the silence. S4's going to come over to try and help out here. Xingqiu continuing to commit onto the Shadow Demon. Will bring down Hanscat. Leap out to the side. Lim comes in with the combo on, and nothing to say, but nothing to say. He's able to step out of there. Faith Brown pulling the attention away from Lim with the call. It's X-Mark back into the boat combo, but it's not enough damage from Alliance. They can't quite blow up this axe. Faith Brown's able to walk out, but still half his HP intact.
Oh, so close. S4 was inches from X marking the Drow. They would have been able to get the kill onto Ame there, but he's able to back up, go back to jungle. That was close to them getting that kill. And that hood, 2 times now it saves, nothing to say, so I think that's definitely the most reasonable purchase for him.
Absolutely. As long as he can live, get a good link off in the fights, ideally onto the Void once he's jumped in with the Time Walk, then of course it's going to be hard for them to find the damage to kill these tanky heroes. The Hood with the Vanguard on the axe, and by the axe Faith Beyond pretty much having the blink dagger done, so his fast times that are coming out and going to make these fights even more disruptive. They're going to have to be very careful how they step in, as they've got good control, cool into the arrow to keep Alliance fighting underneath these things, such as the Tombstone and the multi-shot from the Drow Ranger.
I think we'll see a lot of the heroes on PSG-LGD just tanking up a bit, not only because they're playing versus Tiny, but because of the whole idea of Alliance's draft is to lead a hero. That's when you see the AA, the Void be super successful. Same thing for your Kunkka. If these fights start getting to these drawn-out portions, Alliance is going to have a really hard time. Fighting into Tombstone, fighting into continuous resets and calls from the Axe, and just a Razor and Drow beating on them from a distance. 2K Gold lead, Faith Beyond, as you said, Blink is ready.
He wants to go for a big jump here around the mid.
Level 3 Tombstone's about to be level 4.
They're going to go for the jump on the Kunkka. Straight in with the Link. S4 shouldn't stand much of a chance here, as the Link will build up. S4 gets blown up on the Starstorm damage. They drop the Demonic Purge on nothing to say to stop him from being able to charge in.
Look at Innocence go.
Innocence, though, as he's just diving in underneath the Tier 1 tower, ready to keep pushing on. They need extra backup coming in from Alliance. Nico Baby's TPing over. He'll turn over towards Innocence. Chrono's going to be dropped down as Nico Baby looks towards taking out Xingqiu as well. With the bashes coming in, it's enough. They bring down Xingqiu. Another jump, another call, though, from Faith Beyond as he's in straight on top of the face of F&G. They'll still come out on top of this fight here. PSG-LGD taking down the 3 of them. Only losing the 2 supports themselves.
And Ame's chilling during all of it. He's just farming triangle. He's a team. How's it going? Okay, great. Good job with the 5v4 fight. If there's a tombstone dropped in the fight, Alliance is all immediately hitting it with the SD and AA included, which is not what they want to be doing with your 2 supports. They have this run. This tombstone is going to be a
Prize is mine. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fallen rocks.
Distance.
Extra rockets, the Eye you have to set up onto nothing to say. I try to push them with a slap them multi-shot. Yeah, they just went. It's not never meant for dragons. Get that company underneath the tower. Nothing to say. He's got that feet though. The middle. The box is I think he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be able to again. Get to the tower. Baby, get that round. We'll make catch nothing to 3. Which is a good job there. Been very frustrating, but if he was as low and fit as he was. So gonna make good time on it. So though it's not an easy game to mention, but these fights are still going to favour PSG-LGD instead of the game, considering the hero and the support that they have on all their force. A little just make it that hard and get that jump before the fight kicks off. And obviously easier for PSG-LGD to just start the action. APN, lead it again with the smoke, we'll down at the ready. See if they find it on the triangle. Nico to be playing it very safe, hitting the trees tower. They won't kick him.
They don't quite have the... He doesn't even make his way over with this smoke. He wants to finish the blink. Their vision, maybe block out camps. Blocking out both camps makes Drow is just able to farm super fast.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The rest of the PSG-LGD run into this 4-man unit. Like Dame got
Radiant structures are
to slow that
fortified.
down. The build from nothing to
Dire's
7
middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top
that
tower
hood
is under
is
attack.
tanky. Look at 2100 HP with the wood tree as well. So bursting him is gonna be a pretty. You're gonna have to throw him.
And even then, that's not going to feel too good because then have tools sort of together. Play with the Chronosphere back online from Nico Baby. They want to try and get Arme. As Arme shows himself in the lane, nice blast. Lined up very, very nicely there. Great angle from FNG, and with the jump from Limp, they'll get themselves the kill. Very quick and smooth move there from Alliance to punish Arme's position. Moonlight Shadow from PSG-LGD though, they basically want to try and take the fight. It's going to be the jump from Faith Beyond. He's in with a call on the Shadow Demon. His hand scan will fall. Nico Baby trying to fight back. He has got the Chronosphere available. He's going to get caught out by the arrow. Will jump over to the side. Doesn't really want to drop the Chrono here as he knows there's going to be a lack of damage. He'll still drop it anyway just to save himself, but it has to be a Chrono and an escape. There's no way to take the fight around it. Ooh. Nearly getting the call there, but Nico Baby's CP done just in time. As Alliance, they just have to bail, as we're seeing. It's so hard for them to use the Chrono aggressively at this stage. PSG-LGD's lineup it's pretty terrifying here at 16 minutes.
Even the Undying is terrifying. I see he's gone for Orb of Corrosion, so interesting here. You know, the illusions won't apply Orb of Corrosion back on yourself when he's been disrupted, so switching it up a little bit. And look at this. Nico, they're starting to realize, they're like, dude, this tombstone is such a big issue. They have to time walk in to try to go for it, but then Nico Baby's like, oh my god, I have Flesh Golem on me. This amplified damage plus corrosion. I need to run. I need to reset. He has to use Chronosphere in order to survive. So fight's still looking very difficult, and that's when Alliance, they have 5 versus 4. The Drow was dead before that fight started.
And it just, I mean, at what point is it going to take for us to see, you know, Nico Baby being able to turn up, drop the Chrono, and feel that he is doing damage? I feel like that's just, it's many items away on the Void until that point's going to come into play.
I absolutely agree. I feel like he has to get so many. That's why I was opening up the, you know, the panel thing. You know, Lizard was lifting some weights. Yeah. I felt like Nico Baby really needed to lift some weights to get to later stages because they're all so tanky. They have an excellent lineup to be able to deal with this Void, and there is damage to get inside that Chronosphere, but it all has to be lined up perfectly.
Find here, Faith Beyond.
Radiant
spotted.
Leading the charge perfectly the last few times. Yeah, they're on top of S4. Their backup coming in, TPs are coming over, but the call into the arrow edge there, there's no saving the Kunkka.
This Vessel's doing work as well on Jin-Q. That extra bit of damage versus a tanky hero like Kunkka. And then that makes him tanky too, as we see him with Shovel, Vessel. He takes the damage talent though. Okay, noted Jin-Q, not taking the health talent this game. Even versus all this damage, doesn't care.
I'll take that.
And keeping themselves up at this 4K lead. Nico Baby's still farming, but he's really the only one farming at the moment.
Nice one, Limp. I mean, Limp as well, understandably, you know, you play the Tiny because you want to jump and go. You want to blow up these heroes. And, you know, Limp, he's been able to do so for the most part, 1-1 and 5. It's just, he's 1-1-5 now. It's going to be very hard to get those kills and assists up anymore because of the sort of the same issues that Nico Baby's struggling with. You know, Limp, who is he actually looking at and saying, I can jump and blow up this hero? Even with the Ice Blast, some of these targets, they're just not going to die.
It has to be Drow in every single one of the fights. Like, if he catches an Undying, who cares? The Undying is now tanky enough at this point to survive the birth of the Force. Limp jumps forward, won't be able to get nothing to say. And yeah, that's why I was a bit surprised they went for this mid-Tiny into the Undying pick. 2 heroes that, as support, that ruin Tiny for people out there, it's Phoenix, or that ruin Tiny is Phoenix and Undying. These 2 support heroes just make the game really difficult for you to play because you're slowed or you're just getting destroyed by Egg or Sunray or something along those lines. It always just ends up being a problem for these core Tinies. 6K lead, LGD taking advantage of the map.
I mean, for the next fight as well, nothing to say. He's pretty much going to have his BKB done. We'll see bottom. Try and drop the Ice Blast in, but a quick jump to the side. Jin-Q's away.
and he's got a hood of his own. So he's ready. Even if he gets hit by that and the combo, he might still survive. That's why I was a bit surprised that he takes the damage talent rather than going for health, because that would give him even more survivability, but Jinkyu's a greedy player, so he always goes for those type of talents.
Dire
We're
are
seeing the Manta
scanning.
being built up by Faith Beyond, so extra scale and potential extra damage that it feels like PSG-LGD is gaining more and more strength. Sure, we're going into a Void, into these later kind of stages where Void loves to play, but the rest of his teammates, just like we said, they're not really getting that scale. The Tiny, the Kunkka.
No. PSG-LGD, they're just keeping their foot on the pedal. Another smoke
They
up.
are.
Faith Beyond ready to look for a jump. Who's he going to grab? He'll go for FMG. Eliminate the threat of an Ice Blast.
And Hanskin, is he going to show his... Ooh.
Why, yeah, they don't know he's here. Should be fine.
Allies.
He's getting good farm on Hanskin. Didn't really point that out. The Aether Lens plus the point booster. He's got Philosopher's Stone, so going straight for that Ags. Could be decent. Nothing amazing to
Faith
break,
Beyond.
though.
Prize is mine. Dire's bottom
they blow up the
tower is
axe
under
there?
attack.
They have an A Blast. I don't think so without A Blast. Let's see.
They're going to try. Boat coming down, but the backup's coming in, and indeed it's not quite enough. Faith Beyond. He's just going to CDPR right in front of them, but Limp does have toss available, so we'll put a stop to that. They will manage to kill off Faith Beyond. See if they lose any heroes for this, though, as S4 will be chased down by Innocent Jinkyu, and nothing to say as S4 can't get out. But they do get the kill. They are able to take him down. They'll get an off lane for an off lane, and whilst behind, that's a trade that Alliance will take.
God bless that Arcane Rune for Limp. If they didn't have that Arcane Rune, he's going to finish that TP right in front of them. As top, Nico Baby will be okay. Do at least get the kill. Slow down Faith Beyond a little bit, but again, losing
Yeah.
their Kunkka.
Still that 6k difference. Meanwhile, we've got Limp getting online after the blink. Yeah, the Echo Saber's done, so
Yep.
a bit of a step up there to the burst damage that he will have to offer when he makes that jump.
Not bad, not bad. Hanskin also up to 1600 gold after point boost. He's gonna have an early Aghanims. That's gonna be nice, at least to maybe not to break anything in particular. Sure, versus like Storm Surge and something like that could be decent, but it's more just to hold these heroes in place and just extra little bits of damage where I feel like a lot is gonna need. Hey, Blastus got the Roche. A bit worried about Ame sneaking his way in there. Ame quietly catching back up in farm too. 0, 4, and 5, but he's almost tied with the Void in net worth. And now they will sneak their way into the pit. They know AA Blast is down. Lions won't make it in time. I don't know if they want to fight in that area either. That just gives Tombstone the best position. Yeah, Tombstone is way too hard to fight into this stage without a real way to kill it properly. Only the two supports really can't do that. So yeah, I think they just give it up.
Well, we have it, Arme. As you said, the target that they may have the possibility to burst is now going to have 2 lives ready for that next team fight, and making the focus of Alliance much more difficult in terms of target priority.
Looks like it's going to be Nico Baby versus the world. Nico Baby and Hanskin versus the world in particular. Since Hanskin, we got Ags done. He is quietly farming up on the side here. PSG-LGD though, comfortably now going to go for a tier 2.
Yeah, this is what we always love to see when there's a Void in the game. We love to see the pressure on the big chronos. You know, that's what everyone's waiting for. Everyone's getting the popcorn out, ready for the incredible chronos or the incredible misses. And we'll see what Nico Baby pulls out, because as you say, it's got to be big. It's got to be some huge stuff here from the Nico Baby Void this game.
They're setting up for this. They want this fight. They got the tier 2 themselves, top, instantly rotating over. Moonlight Shadow 2 for the speed. FNG. He's going to TP out. Nice next pickup for Nico Baby is going to be a pretty big one. The Scotty. Not versus any huge kind of heals. Sure, Soul Rip is one of the bigger ones, but versus 2 range carries. That could be really nice. Just the increased threat that it does do versus ranged. But PSG-LGD, they TP bottom, force him away from the tier 2, and they immediately smoke. They see Nico Baby for a second. They want him. Ame's still in the area. Hanskin, that's his Ags. He's got it done.
There's such an impact in the early game at Hanskin. You know, he's been having the better of starts here. Let's see if this Axe timing is going to be
Radiant's
enough to
bottom tower is under attack.
be that extra bit of power that
Dire's
Alliance
middle
need
tower
to
is under attack.
threat
Radiant's
PSG-LGD
bottom
in
tower
these
has
situations.
fallen. Dire's middle tower.
Nothing
It's
to
not
say.
versus the best
Some
breaks,
right down
though.
on top of the BKB.
Like usually when we see these SD Ags,
not
it's like
really.
you're versus like a Spectre, a PA, where it's going to have this massive influence in the game. This one, it's a bit different. It's more just like some extra damage being thrown out. Maybe he goes for something like, I mean, I haven't seen it, but maybe he goes for something like a shard to be able to disengage from people, but there's nothing really good to defensively dispel off either. So it does feel like he's good. He's got this good farm. He's had this good impact early, but what's this Ags really going to do? Is it really going to be that impact so that they've been giving him this much priority of farm? It just feels like PSG-LGD, they're getting more on the map with their 3 cores in comparison. It's just really the Void on the side of Alliance who's getting that big farm.
It'll be interesting to see what Nico Baby feels that he needs to get next after Skadi. It's not a game where I think he can skip BKB, right? I don't think you need to buy the BKB this game. There's too many things that go through it, and you've got to go.
He has to go for more. I agree,
It's
100%.
So I guess, you know, it's probably going to be MKB or Butterfly.
And they're losing
Probably
all their vision. I think MKB would probably be the likely one, yeah. And they're losing all their vision. I'm watching Innocence. They buy. This is a common thing we've seen in China when they get these early pace drafts. They buy an early gem. I really don't see any other region doing that still.
Radiant
And they're utilizing it perfectly here. There's only 1 ward on the map now for Alliance. Bottom.
Hanskin will be able to kite, nothing to say back, but he's in with the BKB and Fade behind, he's in with the jump. Gets the grab onto Hanskin, the tombstone is going to be dropped down. Nico Baby and S4, they've got to get out of it, they've got to run. Limp's going to stay hidden in the trees. And S4 being chased, slowed down by the zombies. Also FFG, he steps in range of Arme. They're going to drop the chrono, will catch, nothing to say, over towards the side. Now will be enough to kill off the red. He's going to lose his life for it. I mean, they get a core with the chrono, but it's just not enough. 4 heroes dead on Alliance. As PSG-LGD, it really doesn't matter. They lose 1 core. They're probably going to win most of these fights 4v5 anyway with the lead that they have.
Yeah, and now they get a gem of their own. They take away the gem from Alliance, at least inside that fight too. And it's S4, he's just getting chased the whole time from the 2 supports. Look at them, the Flesh Golem, the amp damage. And it's just a clean up there from PSG-LGD. The Drow getting no attention on her whatsoever. Ame finally gets some relief, gets the top net worth in the board, and onto the high ground. No Chronosphere. How does Alliance fight back?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just been 2 solid games from Arme in the carry department. Now, game 1, his team was sort of having a tough time. Game 2, he was having a bit of a tough time at the beginning, but he has come back into this perfectly. Top net worth, showing exactly what needs to be done. Even when you do have these laning situations where he was dying, back-to-back deaths in lane, a complete recovery here from Arme.
His team knows how to enable him so well. They're just running around his 4, making constant plays. The Razor, we see nothing to say, just like last time. He's like the sacrifice a bit here. Sure, he's only got 3 deaths this time around, but just like Puck, he just runs in, tanks the brunt of the action. And then the Drow has freedom, because there's no spells really up left from the side of Alliance. 12k gold lead now, feeling almost impossible for Alliance to fight back. Like you said, needing a massive chrono, but there's so many different elements now that they can't really go through. The BKB, the pipe, there's so many different tanky methods for PSG-LGD to survive through. Faith Beyond has 2,800 HP. He's still hanging on to a chip vest. If he had a bigger item, he'd be even stronger.
And Alliance, they're trying to see if they can maybe catch someone alone. But FFG, he's going to end up walking into a Razor. The rest of Alliance have to scatter back to base.
LGD too good.
Baby's nearly got the Skadi. He is queuing up the Satanic, so feeling that he wants to continue to build up for survivability. I mean, without that, it's such a tough position, because honestly, what does he buy to try and rectify this game? He needs so many items. But obviously, if going for the Satanic will still mean that the damage issues will be there. Even being able to live that longer in the fights, what really is going to be able to be achieved here by Alliance is just so hard against PSG-LGD's items.
It is a nice dispel versus the Gust at the very least, but yeah, even then, it just still will feel like they won't have damage, because Limp's game, sure, he's 2-1-6, but that's not what you want to be in a Tiny in this type of game. You need to be snowballing the hell out of the game so that you don't get to this position where you just can't kill anybody. You can't even target the supports. It's an Undying with 1,700 HP. It's a Mirana with 1,570 with a pipe. There's no targets for you to go for and just delete from the map. And Alliance, the long duration team fights will not benefit them in any situation.
Looking for the lead up here for a chrono. Maybe they can get sort of a quick grab on one or two of the squishy heroes at the back. They can start with a kill. They will get the control onto Jingqiu. Jingqiu, can he actually get out? Moonlight Shadow, but Sentry is down. They'll kill off the Mirage.
The gem.
Dire's
They can
middle
get back their
tower
gem.
is under
Nice.
attack.
Can he get anything more? Straight beyond. Out with the blink. Nico Baby getting in aggressive with the time warp. With this arcane rune.
Limp.
Nothing to say, he's ready with the wraparound already. Limp popping the BKB. Trying to get himself away from nothing to say and will manage to do so just far enough. Limp will manage to get back here to the safety of the rest of his team.
They smoked out and got a pick in a kind of a weird position, but the lanes were all pushed in completely. But by Faith Beyond, that Manta, that shard, they have to address their lanes immediately on the side of Alliance, even after getting that kill. But at least they recovered their gem. So they'll be able to get a bit more map control from that back.
A rolling stone.
15k lead though. It's a tough one here for Alliance.
Does not feel like that
really
changed the state of the game much at all. PSG-LGD smoked up, ready for the next fight. They're just hunting. They're not afraid of this at all from the line. Jingqiu just gonna jump up to the high ground.
Yeah. Get the vision, they're in with the call, the disruption will come out. Rat's going to try and keep S4 safe, but Hanskin just gets run down by nothing to say. Coming in with the BKB, turns over, takes out S4 as well. FNG's gone for TP out, they've got the call back up. There's no escape for FNG. 3 kills straight up to PSG-LGD. They're heading straight down the mid lane. They've got the creeps pushing in. If they want to, they can look to start poking at the base of Alliance, and with 3 heroes dead, Alliance may have to consider coming in with some buybacks or just letting this mid-rack scot.
They can't fight. Nico Baby changes up the item build, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to get anything here as S4 is forced to buy back. They immediately retreat, and Roche is back up on the menu for them.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely necessary from Nico Baby. I guess feels that he can do so as well because he found the Paladin sword, so we'll have that life steal to rely on. And yeah, needs something to amp up the damage. It's all resting on the shoulders of Nico Baby's potential to carry what is an immensely difficult game, difficult position to carry as a warrior.
Smart. He walks out.
He's getting caught. Control. It's Faith Young. He's in with the jump. Arme's going to be kicking out the damage from the side. Nico Baby jumps in, but he's been arrowed. They've got the arrow into the silence. Nico Baby, he's going to go down. He jumps in and he's dead immediately, not able to get anything off. They don't have buybacks. There's 3 dead for over a minute on Alliance. PSG-LGD, they'll be able to run it down mid. They may even just call it. If PSG-LGD realise they can go for tier 4s, they can look to end here with the push of the Drow.
I think they will. I think they're going to go tier 4s here. They have the Drow Razor combo, that marksmanship. This is where it kicks in perfectly. There is flip, so hold them back for a moment, but they have so much time. They're going to go right back in.
Yeah, they have so much time. Hanscan and FNG, they can't hold this back on their own. PSG-LGD going straight for the throne here. Tier 4's down. The Ancient exposed. Buyback is there for Nico Baby. All right. He's going to go for something huge. He's going to try and come in from the back line, but immediately he jumps in, he gets silenced. They've got the silence. They're ignoring the void. They're just hitting the Ancient. They're ending the game. GG is called as PSG-LGD with an incredibly impressive second game. 2 games here back to back, where we really we saw the power from PSG-LGD that we've